crowd here on a Saturday evening at the Vine Center. This campus really rallying behind this Liberty squad for good reason with the way they've played the last season and a half. Flames control it. Jorge Pacheco handles the rock. Flames all-time winningest player. As Liberty looks to get into their offense. Go back door to Darius McGee. He kicks it back out. And Cuffey gonna launch a three. He's open. Quick hit, battle for the rebound. There's Scotty James who gets the offensive board and he's fouled. So right away you see one of the two guys you highlighted making an impact.
Yeah, both these guys, you know, they're great rebounders on both ends. And that time, you know, we see Scotty just will himself to offensive rebounds. That time he gets one, gets himself to the line right away.
He has seemed to do just that ever since transferring to Liberty from Bradley. The first free throw misses. He has one more coming. That foul, by the way, going against the senior Andrew Fleming. Second free throw also misses. Lipscomb starting five. You take a look at it. Johnson, Jones, Fleming, Buckland, and Sajla. I promise Johnson isn't that short. He's actually a little taller than that. That's the 7th straight game they've run that starting five out for Lipscomb. Fleming looking inside with Sajla, working on Scotty James. The pass deflected and taken away.
You're going to watch, you're going to see a Sajla, if he's not down on the post for scoring opportunities, they run offense through him down low, or he'll pop up high, too.
Holmsley open from beyond the arc. He gets that to fall, and the Flames are on the board.
Yeah, nice recognition by McGee. Holmsley's man got caught in the paint and sagging. Wide open three. Caleb nails it.
Good sign for Liberty if they can get Caleb Holmsley going early on. Fleming tries to respond and does. Knocks down the deep triple at the other end.
Yeah, Fleming kind of unheralded, you know, but a guy that got some experience last year behind that great Lipscomb team.
Yeah, role player. Averaged 4 points per game. He got almost 10 this season in a bigger role certainly than he had then.
We talked about those guys, those Bisons that have stepped up this year.
Look at Cuffey take it up strong. Sajla affected that shot.
He sure did.
It's poked out and Johnson comes the other way. Johnson looking inside, gets it to Fleming now, top of the key. Everything runs through Hassan Sajla.
Yeah, look, here you see Sajla will pop up. He'll set ball screens, and he'll also pass out of there.
Buckland with the triple from the top of the key. So a couple of those vets who were part of those wars last year between these two programs, they come out firing. Fleming and Buckland each with the triple.
Yeah, that's what I've said in my open. Like, they have ability. This team is a good team when everybody's clicking.
Holmsley has it on the wing, working on Buckland, gonna rise up and fire. That comes up short. Sajla gathers in the rebound. Yeah, it was not clicking for Lipscomb in their last game, really their last two contests. They've dropped to both, including a disappointing 75-57 loss at NJIT on Thursday. So they're trying to rebound. And Coach Acuff saying, this isn't necessarily the place you want to go when you're needing a bounce-back game.
But you know, they've got a lot of pride, Matt. They took it on the chin up there in Jersey. I expect nothing less than to come down here and get Lipscomb's best effort.
Absolutely. Greg Jones steps on the inline, so a turnover.
Big kick by Jorge Pacheco-Ortiz, just kind of riding him down there, cutting him off at the end line. Gets the turnover.
Duffy has it on the wing. The lob inside. James takes it up and scores. Good job sealing off of Sajla.
Yeah, Sajla deflected that ball. Scotty had to gather it midair and finish.
There's the feed, the trap comes, Sajla looking for some help. Finds Jones, they swing it out of Buckland, right back into Sajla.
Nice double team down by Caleb.
Great find, but Fleming couldn't handle it initially. And they'll get him for a 3-second call, giving it back to the Flames. Let's get to our keys to the game, Naz, as you dissect this matchup.
Well, for Lipscomb, defensive rotations, you know, they're going to play some zone, and that could be lights out for Liberty unless guys are really moving. And then, help, I need somebody. Now, those are the words of Paul McCartney, but actually, I think Sajla would say that because he's going to need some help tonight. He's been super consistent, but he's going to need some other guys. And then for Liberty, listen, the double-A battery, is Asana Sajala. He's juiced, he's got energy, he's the power source that makes this thing run. They're going to have to do a great job on him. And then Liberty's going to have to attack changing defenses. Lipscomb does a good job of playing man, zone. They'll even mix in some full court. So Liberty's got to recognize it first and then attack it.
Foul was called on Asajala as Scotty James took it up strong back to the free throw line. Missed his first two, connects on that one. One more coming for the senior out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Asajala has run into some foul problems throughout the year. That's certainly a key in this game as well. He has one early foul here, and you know the Flames are going to try to keep going right back into Scotty James as much as they can. Yeah, and that's normal procedure for Liberty anyway, but yeah, Asana's got to stay out of foul trouble. He's better off giving up a bucket than taking a foul. They cannot afford to lose him. Johnson being guarded by Darius McGee. In the hands of Fleming now, 10 on the shot clock. Back to the freshman Johnson. You see Asajala there at the high post. Threw a little too far out in front of Greg Jones, and that's already the fourth turnover on this Lipscomb squad. And they've struggled taking care of the basketball in stretches this year, but you can see the look on Lenny Acuff's face. He's not too pleased with the way they're handling the rock. Yeah, they're a little bit, maybe just a little bit overzealous. You know, they got to settle into the game a little bit. But they're a well-coached team. They're a well-disciplined team. Holmesley trying to drive on Buckland, cut off. Good D there by Buckland on Holmesley. Caleb with Fleming on him now. Hands off to McGee. He'll launch the deep triple. That's pure. Darius McGee with the range. Yeah, nice little shovel pass. And then Caleb shielded his man, took almost a screen so that Darius had a nice clean look at the rim. 10-6, Liberty on top. Johnson. Couple of pump fakes, now puts it on the deck, driving past McGee, and they're going to get him for steps. Fifth turnover of the night, gives it back to the Flames, and we'll step aside here in a moment. But first, this presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Foster Fuels. A portion of a game, really in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah, they've looked really good, and Lipscomb contributed a little bit to that. 5 turnovers, Liberty's been able to get their 10 points off of those turnovers. Yeah. But it's a great start. Liberty looks really hot. There's McGee, get him into their offense. Mile Baxter-Bell has just checked in for Liberty, the senior big man who can run the point as well. Caleb Holmesley trying to turn the corner, goes up and over Buckland and couldn't get it to fall. Asajala pulls the rebound. It's going to be interesting to see how Asajala plays Mayo when Mayo's at the top of the key with the basketball. They go to Asajala, Baxter-Bell on him. Great pass. Yeah. Able to finish in traffic. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. They'll have the big fella down in the post, but when he comes up top, he's very skilled. That time you see a great backdoor pass. Nice read for the cutting bucket. Asajala is top 5 in the ASUN in points, rebounds, and assists. He leads his team in assists. And blocks. Yeah, I mean, at over three a game. So this is, to your credit, great passer out of the post. Yeah, so you can see he is just a part of just so much of what they do. If not directly with him shooting down in the block, it's guys running off him and him making feeds and reads up at the top of the key. Flames inbound. Holmesley has it guarded by Parker Hazen, who just checked in. He missed their game against NJIT. Wasn't feeling real well. It's a big get for them to have him back coming off the bench. Holmesley takes a little contact, doesn't matter. Finishes off the window. Nice little behind-the-back dribble to change direction. Took the hit, great finish. Feed into Asajala. This time they double. Kicks out of it. 3-ball coming from Miles Miller. That's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Tapped out and handled now by Caleb Holmesley. That's going to be important. They've shown different ways. I think when Scotty's in, they may play Asajala straight up. Holmesley feeling it. Bang! Yeah. Caleb Holmesley looks back at his bench and lets him know, I'm feeling it right now. Keep coming this way. That's his second 3, and another one off the dribble. He looks like he's going to be the high scorer tonight. 8 points early for Holmesley, preseason conference player of the year. Hand off to Miller. Right back to Asajala. That one almost thrown away. Fortunate for Lipscomb, they'll keep possession as it was deflected out of bounds. I was going to say earlier, if Liberty doubles down in the post on Asajala, Lipscomb has great ball movement. We talk about how well they're coached. Liberty's going to have to scramble out of there and get to the shooters. Flames leading by 7. Just checking in for Liberty, the freshman Kyle Rode. Going to Asajala. Over Baxter-Bell, well short. Yeah, Asajala That one knocked out of bounds, and it's actually going to stay with Lipscomb. Asajla has a height advantage at 6'9", Miles just 6'5". But Baxter Bell, we say it game in, game out, just so big, so wide, those shoulders.
Yeah, he had the lower center of gravity there and was able to keep Asajla at bay and cause the miss, but they get the turnover.
What did they say in football? Low man wins. Maybe the same thing here. He's working on Baxter Bell again, has to dribble it out. Buckland, catch, fire, right on target. He's got a couple of early triples. He's got 8 points.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You go down and double, you better hustle out to get out the shooters. That time not quick enough. Buckland drains another one.
Yeah, he leads Lipscomb with 29 threes. As it'll stay with Liberty there. Let's check in with the third member of our crew, Emily Austin, with more on the first-year head coach for Lipscomb.
Hey, Matt, yeah, you see a new face here at Lipscomb. So Coach Lenny Acuff was spending 22 years at Alabama Huntsville. Most of that decision was because he was a family guy. But now that his family, or that his children are off to college, it was time to take a risk with his career move, and Lipscomb was the perfect fit. He said it's been very challenging since he took this job because of the limited experience on the squad. The Bisons lost 7,000 points on offense, which is the most in D1. Plus, their point guard transferred. So it's been pretty difficult to coach this young group. He told us there are two types of coaches, those who are humble and those who are about to be humbled.
Yeah, he said, I feel like I was a pretty humble guy, but maybe I'm a little more humble now than I was before, just working through this. And I mean, you talk about what Lipscomb lost. Some all-timers. Garrison Matthews was playing for the Washington Wizards. Eli Pepper, Brett Marbury, both those guys playing professionally overseas. Kenny Cooper was the guard you mentioned that transferred out. That was a big loss for them, certainly. So those guys combined averaged about 63 points per game last year. That's your team. And so he's trying to kind of mix and match and put it all together on the fly here this year. One of those guys, Parker Hazen, has been a nice addition. Knocks down the free throws. He started his career at Valpo, played last year at Iowa Western Community College, and is in a real boost off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the cupboard is not bare.
No.
But Coach Acuff, when he starts getting in his guys, we're going to have some really good success.
Baxter Bell almost lost it, gets it to McGee. He launches off the mark, fight for the rebound, and Johnson will track it down. 2-point ball game. Johnson working on Cuffey. Goes up, lays it in with the left hand. The freshman out of Lewisburg, Tennessee, showing off the offensive skill set.
Yeah, they're talking about newcomers. There's a guy they got, a prolific scorer in high school, averaging 34 in both of his final years of high school. He comes in, he's instant offense, great off the dribble.
Averaged about 13 a game as a freshman. They put a lot on his plate as a young guy. McGee hanging in the lane, that's too strong. And here comes Lipscomb with a chance to take the lead. Buckland gives it to Johnson. He'll shoot the three, but he likes to drive it. That's more his game. Tapped away, it'll stay with the Bisons when we come back. We've got a good one. Liberty Lipscomb all knotted at 15 all. Again, Coach Freeze should join us here in just a few moments, and we'll chat with him. He's no basketball coach himself. Remember that? He won some state championships as a high school girls basketball coach. Maybe we'll get him to reminisce a little bit.
I think when you can coach, you know, you can just, that translates to other sports. You're doing it the right way.
Buckland, deep triple. That's too strong. Kyle Rowe with the one-handed rebound. 15 all as the Flames come the other way. Lipscomb on a 7-0 scoring run over the last 2 minutes.
Sajala's out of the game. Let's see if they get Scotty a touch or a post touch.
They certainly lose a lot of size when he's out of there. Jorge Pacheco on the wing, 10 on the shot clock. Caleb Holmes, a little hesitation, mid-range jumper, too strong, long rebound gathered in by KJ Johnson. Johnson headed the other way. Just under 11 to go here in the first half. Stolen away by Scotty James, and Miller has to commit the foul as James had a full head of steam. We are pleased to be joined now by Liberty head coach Hugh Freeze. Coach, appreciate you making some time.
Man, thanks for having me. This is big time.
Good seeing you.
Get to see what I know about basketball.
Well, we were just saying, we know you know a little bit. You got a few state championships to your name, as I recall. We talked about it a season ago. Hard to believe it's been a whole year since you joined the Flames, and pretty cool to get there in front of the fans again, hold up that Cure Bowl trophy.
Yeah, you know, to do that in year one is pretty special for sure. And God, it does seem like the year's gone fast. I know you got to call the game.
Time flies when you're having fun, right, Coach?
Deflected out of the state with Liberty. That win, it's historic, and that's been talked about a lot. But what does it do for you guys now going forward? I'm sure on the recruiting trail and things, you're getting a lot more attention. People know the name Liberty a lot more than they did a year ago.
Yeah, the whole deal is just getting the Liberty brand out there to know that, hey, they are FBS and can go to bowl games and can play with teams that are at that level in year one. I just think it expedites our journey here. So going out recruiting year one, it was the 3 weeks I had. There were schools that said, "Oh, y'all really FBS?" Well, now they know, so should help.
Coach, now you've had a little time to kind of reflect and absorb this. Think back, was there a defining moment, maybe a meeting, a practice, or maybe some adversity where you really felt it kind of unified the team and kind of set you guys on that course to let you finish?
I don't know if I would say a moment. There's definitely a game in my mind. Is Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the MAC champions and thought a really good football team, and we had gotten off to a 0-2 start, and we looking at the schedule saying, this journey could. I wasn't sure if we could go to a bowl game in year one or not, really, after spring ball. But after that game, I really thought that the confidence and it set in that, you know what, if they're the MAC champions, and I don't know how they ended up this year. I know they went to a bowl game in a big way, but why can't we go on a run here and win a few and give ourselves a chance? And we did.
Coach, you talk about your offense going warp speed. I'm sure this time a year ago, you probably felt like you and your staff were going warp speed, just trying to get settled in, figure out kind of the lay of the land, what you're doing. Right now, compared to then, how much better do you feel about where you guys are, and just how much different is it now, having a season and a whole year in Lynchburg under your belt?
Well, I mean, it's a lot different, basically because of the recruiting. Us having a year, and we only have 3 scholarships left, so I'm not in.
You're not scrambling much.
And we're going to be very selective about those 3, or I'll save them. Take portal guys, or either count them back in next year's class. So it's a lot different feeling right now, and obviously you feel a little more settled. And anytime you make a change in this profession, that first half a year for sure is chaotic, and you're thinking to yourself, what have I done? Will I ever feel normal again? And so now it's a totally different feeling.
Flames lead it by 1 just over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. We got spring ball coming up here. It'll be here before you know it.
So, we're almost in February now. And we do spring early. We'll start the first week of March, so it'll be here before you know it, for sure.
And some new faces at key positions this year. You're going to have to get yourself a new quarterback this season, which I think you already know you have on the roster.
Yeah, it's always challenging, but exciting at the same time. As much as we loved having Buckshot and wish I had his arm again and all of that, there's something exciting about, hey, let's do it with another group.
Yeah.
I think I've always kind of been made that way where, man, I got a new challenge. It's a new team, it's a new DNA, a new leadership, new difference, new quarterback, a few new coaches. We're always happy for our guys if they get something that's
20 all here in Lynchburg. You got a good one. I mean, Liberty, the way they've been playing, they're going to be favored in every conference game the rest of the season, you would imagine. Lipscomb really scuffling coming into this game. You wondered kind of where their head was at. But boy, they have looked sharp, especially the senior leader, Michael Buckland. He's got 11 early points.
Yeah, and they've had some turnovers, but they're shooting lights out. I mean, from the floor and from 3, above 50%. That's the difference. That's keeping them in this thing.
Yeah, their shot is 37% at NJIT earlier in the week. Sajla whips it to the corner. 3 ball coming. That's off the mark. Greg Jones couldn't connect and will go out of bounds. Back to Liberty.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Sajla. Now listen, he hasn't scored yet, and that's a big yet.
Yeah.
But he's just a great floor player. He's not just a big body on the block. I mean, he comes out. You saw him make that skip pass to the corner. He just sees the floor so well, passes the ball so well.
Yeah, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's affecting the game in other ways right now. Flames looking into the post. They get it to James. Sajla on him. James passes it out to Holmesley. Top of the key, Cuffey. a little hand check foul. They're going to get Fleming. That's number 2 on the senior out of Nashville. Fleming exclusively came off the bench a season ago. Didn't start a game. As we mentioned, he's averaging about 6 more points per ball game than he did last year. Holmesley on the wing, gets it into Scotty James, working on Hazen now. James gets in the paint, goes up and over the top of him, and when Assange's out,
yes,
that needs to be the way to attack this defense for the Flames.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do. Same thing. Scotty knew he could take it, was not looking to pass, and rightfully so.
Miles Miller, redshirt freshman, handles top of the key. Get it to Buckland, swing it now. Looking inside.
You just always see great spacing and ball move. Wow, deep one from Fleming. But as we say, Coach Acuff, we just can't say enough about the quality of a coach he is. I noticed it right away just in preparation for this game. Guys, they always space the floor so well. There's movement. The ball is moving.
Yeah, he is kind of legendary
yes.
for his offensive acumen. As Holmesley goes in there, takes the bump, and will earn himself a couple of free throws. And that's part of the reason, too, that Richie McKay hired Derek Johnston onto his staff. Derek Johnston, you see right there on the right side of your screen, played and coached under Lenny Acuff at Alabama Huntsville. And he is kind of, in a lot of ways, taken over this Liberty offense and been a big part of what they do. So you see that, if you want to call it the coaching tree for Lenny Acuff, there's a branch of it right there in Derek Johnston.
Yeah, we got a great one over here now. And again, Coach Acuff moving from just a historic time there at Alabama Huntsville, and now takes over this program. Yeah, they lost so much, but again, you got to credit him. He is making a lot out of this group, building their confidence. They're a little bit up and down, but I really see them making a run here.
And sing the praises of Derek Johnston a little bit more. Lenny Acuff and Richie McKay both called him probably one of the greatest hires they've ever made in their careers, and they've hired a lot of coaches during their time. So if you want to look at a young up-and-comer in this industry, you're looking at one in Derek Johnston. 23 all, Assange back in there, so he got just a quick breather as he's working against Miles Baxter-Bell now.
There's the double.
Great pass out of it, and steps. Hazen got a little bit hurried, shuffled those feet, and he had a wide-open layup if he hadn't turned it over.
Yeah, that was a tough pass by Assange. The double came. He turned right into the double team, but was able to skip it out of there due to his size.
7
escape there.
Yeah, 7 turnovers now. And yet, Lipscomb still tied in this ball game. Holmesley gets the screen. Now tries to go baseline, spins back into traffic, and they get him for steps.
Kind of felt that somebody kind of raked him down across his forearms, but no call there. The Flames give it back to the Bisons.
Just over 5 minutes ago here in the first half. This one has been tight throughout. It's a feed to Assange. Passes out of it. Short hops Jones on the wing, but he'll launch anyway. Can't connect.
Assange's moving that ball, but Flames are really doing a great job of scrambling out of the double team to get out to shooters and alter those shots.
Baxter-Bell has it.
He's another big guy that can pass very well out of the high post.
10 on the shot clock. Pacheco between the circles. There's Cuffey feeding the post to Baxter-Bell. Working on Assange. Goes into him. Whistle. Could not finish with the bucket, but they'll get a couple of free throws out of it. Now Assange has a couple of fouls.
He smacked Mayo across the chest there as Mayo Baxter-Bell made his move to the paint.
Oh, they got that. Yeah, they got that foul on Miller.
Okay.
So 2 free throws coming from Mayo. That one is off the mark. Flames now 3 of 7. From the charity stripe here in the first half.
We've talked about that, man. That's a little uncharacteristic of the Flames. And luckily, when they've gone to the line late game, Liberty seems to really been money from the free throw line. Early, they've missed some.
They're missing them now.
There's another
3 of 8. Hazen swings it to the freshman Johnson. They go in. Deflected away by Baxter Bell. Lipscomb fortunate to keep the basketball. Fleming put it on the deck. Offensive foul. And I think they did get a Sajula this time. Just clearing out space. They did. That's number 2.
And that's costly.
Shiloh Robinson just checked in for Liberty, the freshman out of Nebraska. Been deadlocked to 23 all here for the past few minutes. Darius McGee thought about launching, instead gives it up to Baxter Bell. Working on a Sajula. Passes out. Robinson, a little hesitation, shuffled those feet. So
guys, why we weren't invited? And he said he wanted to keep it quiet and special moment for him and his teammates. We know how much his country of Puerto Rico means to him, so huge honor for him.
Yeah, steal now by Maya Baxter Bell. Feed to Cuffey, who lays it off the window. So the 9th turnover leads directly to points for the Flames, and they go on top by a couple.
We've seen Maya do that a few times. Get that long arm in there, poke away for a nice easy run out for Liberty.
You look up the scoreboard, 9 turnovers for Lipscomb. Asana Sajula does not have a point, and yet it's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, and he's on the bench with fouls.
Yeah.
I mean,
whoa,
what in the world?
Miller knew the shot clock was winding down. I think the crowd nearly did that early countdown. They got it. They suckered the redshirt freshman there because there was 4 on the shot clock when he hoisted.
Jerry's Jokers are over there taking credit for that one. I think so, because they had the early countdown and Miller launched one. So I guess that's not technically a turnover, but it might as well be.
Yeah, might as well be.
Hey, here you see Lipscomb again. We talked about changing defenses. Now they're going zone. Liberty's got to recognize it and attack it.
Well, they opened in this zone against NGIT and played it quite a bit in the first half on Thursday. Pacheco, a little hesitation, gets to the free throw line, takes a little bump, couldn't quite get the roll. They'll get a couple of free throws instead.
Yeah, nice patience. They got it in for a touch. The zone collapsed, and as it was recovering, Georgie was able to recognize it, knife it right in there, and get himself to the free throw line.
And that's 3 fouls now on Miles Miller. So he'll probably have to check out as Buckland and Asajula get ready to check back in. Yeah, Pacheco, #1 pick in the Puerto Rican draft there, the professional league in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, right in his hometown.
That's right.
Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Georgie certainly has a lot of pride for his homeland, and with all they've been through, the hurricanes a couple years back, the earthquake that we talked about in the last ball game. He wears literally Puerto Rico across his chest a lot of days. He wears a Puerto Rico t-shirt when he's warming up before ball games.
Now he's going to have several options, I'm going to say, after his time here is finished.
The Flames go up by 4. Sajula gets it, working on Scotty James. Double team doesn't come this time. Assign gets in the lane, good defense, and he can't connect.
Yeah, I know they're going to want to try to go offense-defense with Asajula. He's going to have to play smart here as they're not able to sub him out.
Yeah, let's see if the Flames try to go right at it.
Well, they're staying in this zone, it looks like. That'll protect them a little bit.
He's on Scotty James now. James goes baseline, goes up and draws the foul. And Richie McKay with a big round of applause for his senior as they pick up #3 on the Lipscomb big man.
Yeah, that was not a smart play again. Asajula, great player, sophomore, still needs to learn. That one you got to let him go. You let him get his 2 points. That third foul was way more costly. Great spin move here by Scotty.
You get all geared up for the power of Scotty James, and then he gives you that quickness and gets baseline.
Yeah, I said it. Both guys, Scotty and Asana Sajula, are great perimeter players. They know exactly what to do out on the floor. They've got the skills to put the ball off the bounce.
Second free throw coming for James. Gets them both. He now has 8 points to go along with 4 rebounds in the first half.
Well, I know what Coach Acuff is thinking is, you cannot let Liberty get out to a lead going into this halftime. He took a gamble with with Hassan in there.
Hazen has it now in the post, working on James. And they're going to get a bump going against Scotty. That's the first foul on Scotty James, the third team foul on Liberty. That's one thing about this Flames team is maybe a little underrated. They don't foul a lot. For as great as their defense is, as much as they frustrate you, they don't commit a lot of fouls.
Yeah, you recognize we've got late in the games. We look up and the other team's not even in the bonus yet.
Fleming working on Holmesley. Powers it up somehow with the contact, able to just muscle it in there.
Fleming, nice job right up and through Caleb Holmesley there.
Fleming with 10, Buckland with 11. The two seniors carrying the load.
Yeah, this is what I talk about with inconsistency. If they can get all three guys, if you add KJ Johnson and Asajala to that mix, then you've really got something. But in most of their games, they've only had a couple guys in double figures, a couple guys that sort of were in the flow.
Fortunate bounce there for Scotty James. He gets the bucket and has 10. Buckland kicks to the wing. We get it back to Fleming now. 1 minute to go here in the first half. NBA range. Fleming's feeling it. That one well short. The long rebound. It goes out of bounds. And it will go back to Liberty. Johnson went flying into that Flames bench. That bucket a moment ago by Fleming.
Yeah, he gets deep, a little up and under. Took a little contact, nice strong move by Fleming.
Well, Fleming's a guy that started his career at Iowa. Went to the NCAA tournament that year with them, so you know that he's highly talented, even if he didn't get as much of a chance to show it a season ago with that deep Lipscomb roster. Holmesley in a little trouble, throws it up. No, the rebound comes out to Johnson.
Yeah, Caleb used his pivot foot, kind of rotated a little too much, got himself behind the backboard there.
7 seconds difference between the shot clock and game clock.
If Lipscomb get one shot here in this possession and kind of weathered the storm, a bad half without the big fella. They got to be feeling pretty good going into the locker room here.
Fleming puts it on the deck. Buckland had it denied. Shot clock violation. He got the switch on Scotty James, but James showing you that athleticism.
Yeah, really well disciplined there by Cuffy and James. They knew the shot clock was coming down, guys. Buckland was kind of herky-jerky, but they held their ground, went straight up, get the block and the possession back.
Quick timeout by the Flames as they set up a final play of this first half. 6.9 seconds remaining. Liberty leading it by 6. Flames shooting 45% from the field. So too is Lipscomb. Literally, those turnovers have been the difference. 10 turnovers in the first half for the Bisons. And to your point, Naz, those have led to 12 Flames turnovers. Or points, rather.
Yeah, Flames
turnovers.
Taking advantage of that. And again, it would be a lot different, but Lipscomb has come in here with some hot shooting. Buckland, Fleming, really doing the job, keeping them in it. You got plenty of time to work with here.
Flames going small as Kyle rode in the ball game.
Yeah, look for some penetration. Guys spotting up, maybe for a kick out.
Pacheco, a little hesitation, tries to step back, has to hoist it up, and they'll wave it off. It goes.
Touches, and Flames hit a few from beyond the arc as well.
Fleming whips it into Asajala, who lays it off the window. His first bucket of the ball game, and they drew that one up perfectly.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. You know, he's back on his heels, foul trouble. You know they wanted to get him a touch, get him a nice screen and roll to the basket, get him feeling good after a bucket.
Not only did he not score in the first half, he'd only attempted 3 shots. It's routine for him here lately for him to attempt more than 20 in a ball game. Flames with it, leading by 4. Pacheco passes to James all by himself, who throws it down with one hand.
Good job by Georgie. He took one little fake dribble and pulled back, drew both defenders. Nice dish off, bounce pass to Scotty. So smart.
Asajala puts it on the deck, driving, takes the contact, finishes through it.
Well, a great player is not going to be held down too long. And, you know, I'm sure they just said, look, Hassan, shake that first half off. Play like you know you can play. That time he just takes it off the dribble. We talked about him being a skilled player out on the floor. He could do it outside and in.
First couple of possessions, they go right to him. And he gets the shots to fall. Gets gets a free throw to rattle through as well. So he's got 5 points now, all coming here in the second half. Three-point ball game. Darius McGee with it on the wing. They swing it, looking inside to James. Sajla does a good job of denying that pass. Scotty has it now, hands off. Caleb Holmes being guarded, now kicks. Deep three coming from Georgia, online really strong. Buckland shovels it to Jones. Buckland with 11 first half points. Right back to Sajla, hands off to Fleming. They're looking for the big man, they get it to him. Buckland now on the wing, right back into Sajla, nearly lost the handle. Three ball coming late in the shot clock, and it's pure. Greg Jones gets the three to fall, his first basket of the game. So Sajla and Jones, a couple of starters, neither one of them got a point in the first half. They have come out firing here in half number 2.
And they have really righted the ship.
Huffy open from the top of the key. That doesn't fall, but the offensive board to Scotty James, and the Flames will reset. James dribbles it off his foot, fortunate to chase it down. 8 on the shot clock. Holmesley with it, thought about the deep three. A little hesitation, gets to the free throw line. The runner in the lane, no. Rebound snagged by Buckland. And here comes Lipscomb with the chance to take a lead. Buckland picked off. Jorge Pacheco, he jumped the route like a safety.
Great read by Georgie.
You freeze sit here in the crowd saying, well, hey, Georgie, he has a year of football he could play, doesn't he? The spin in the lane, takes it up, no, fight for the rebound on the deck, still fighting for it. Georgie gets it back, lays it in, and one. And who did they whistle for the foul? I think they're going to get it on Greg Jones. Sajla was in the area, and everyone on that Lipscomb bench was holding their breath for a moment.
A nice spin move, doesn't fall, but everybody just stays with it. Scotty's battling, it bounces to Georgie.
I tell you what, if they got Jones, he was nowhere near him. They got it on Jones. Look where Jones is back there. And Richie McKay screaming at the officials that no, Jones just put his hand up.
Yeah.
You called the foul on the wrong guy.
Yeah,
He wants them to review this.
They should.
And they will.
Because we just saw that. And again, there was a lot of bodies in there, and somebody's foot got grabbed. So I don't even know who it was, but it's certainly worth a second look.
Well, Jones was a ways away. Now, if you make the argument, well, he committed a foul. If he did so, they shouldn't have counted the basket. Because when he was there by Georgia, it was well before the shot. Take a look at this as this play develops. You get a lot of bumping, loose ball on the deck. It'll eventually come through to Pacheco, and there's a Sajla around the leg.
Yeah.
Jones is nowhere near. He's out of the lane.
Yeah, Jones is out of the lane, up on the mid-post area. So it looks like a Sajla grabs.
And they're having to break the news to Lenny Acuff right now, and we'll get the news as well.
The foul is on 23.
23, okay, thank you.
And we did get the official call there. It will be on a Sajla number 4. A huge play in this ball game, and heads up play by that Liberty bench to call for it and make, kind of make a little bit of a scene there to get them to review that.
Yeah, and again, great heads up by coach to call for that. And again, great job by the referees, the officiating crew. You want to get it right, but that's a tough review there. If you're Lipscomb, picking up number 4 on a Sajla.
Well, and it's a play that he just, as you talked about, you just got to let go.
Yeah.
Well, a play like that, you can't be grabbing around a guy's ankle when you've got 3 fouls already.
Especially as he came out of the half, he just was really hot.
Whistle at the other end. Johnson able to draw the contact. He'll get a couple of free throws as that foul called on Darius McGee.
Johnson, he is just so tough off the dribble. Obviously quick, but he's just very deceptive with that basketball and keeps the defender leaning and off balance.
Free throw good. He actually leads this team in free throw attempts, which tells you about, again, his aggressiveness and how hard he'll try to take it to the hoop. Gets both free throws to fall. 6'1" freshman, that's without not counting the hair. That might give him a few more inches there. Pacheco thought about the deep triple. Now he gives it up to McKee. Hazen guarding Mile Baxter-Bell. Here comes the double team. Miles spins out of it. Goes up, under, couldn't finish. Great spin to get away from the double team, but just couldn't finish the layup. Now Johnson, a little hesitation. Off the window, too strong as he goes flying out of bounds.
And this is a little hard off the window, but again, a great move. A little yo-yo hesitation there. Hazen really working hard defensively there in the paint against Mile.
Cuff pulls up on the baseline. Elijah Cuffey gets that one to fall. He's the ASUN's leading three-point percentage shooter. If he can develop that part of his game, everybody's going to come flying out at him beyond the arc. Those drives are going to be there. Three ball coming from Jones. That's too strong. Darius McGee rises up, taps it out. They kick it out of Buckland. Fleming with a full head of steam into traffic, offensive foul.
Who is it? Jorge Pacheco-Ortiz.
Georgie was waiting on it. Fleming a little bit out of control. And the weeks ago, I never would have believed it.
Look at that logjam. Everybody with 3 wins. And look, Lipscomb at 2 and 3,
right,
and giving Liberty a run here this evening, looking for their 3rd conference victory.
If they scored an upset today, that would throw a wrench into everything right now on the ASUN.
I think it's going to be that kind of year, Matt. There's a lot of surprising wins and losses and scores.
Pacheco hands off to Cuffey, gets to the free throw line, lobs it up, no, bats it out to Georgie, and they'll reset.
Great heads up by Cuff. He knew he couldn't corral it, but just tipped it out to Georgie.
Pacheco, baseline, in some trouble, looking for help. Tries to throw off Johnson, couldn't do it, and the Flames turn it over. Liberty by just 3. Lipscomb has been up to the task all day long, despite a struggle of a performance by Sana Sajla. Another turnover. That has been the Achilles heel for the Bisons today.
Yeah, Fleming kind of telegraphed that bounce pass. Flames were able to steal it, but yeah, Lipscomb, man, they've shown some heart here tonight.
Baxter-Bell, free throw line between his legs, working on Hazen, just powers into him. No, taps it back up and through.
Wow, he went from bull in a China shop to a nice soft little tap in to finish it. Big basket by Mile.
Hazen knows what it feels like when you see Derrick Henry coming through the corner for the Titans right there. Buckland open from beyond the arc, well short. Holmesley grabs the rebound.
He's hitting the floor. Both these teams really going at it.
Caleb driving in the lane now. Little bump from Buckland. And Caleb Holmesley will head to the free throw line. Let's check in one more time with Emily Austin, who's hanging out by that Liberty huddle. Emily.
Yeah, so Liberty's had this entire week off since its last game, which is rare, but potentially beneficial for the Flames. Coach McKay gave the players a full day of rest this week and said that the time off is healthy for us, but because it's such a long season, I asked him if there's any concern, though, about that extended time between games. Remember, the Flames' only loss of the season came after that 8-day break between contests. McKay said that was more about the quality of the opponent in LSU than the extended rest. Guys, I think we can all agree and hope the Flames aren't headed for another one of those situations tonight, but McKay made it clear we can't take any opponent for granted.
Yeah, I don't think that signs necessarily of rust or of, a layoff sluggish start. Certainly wasn't the case for the Flames.
Yeah, no, shooting-wise, but it's been Lipscomb really coming in here with a mindset to really get after it. They've done a good job.
Whistle going against Darius McGee as he was trying to stay in front of KJ Johnson. Not an easy task.
Yeah, that's a tough assignment, man. KJ just really... He
checks out. Kyle Rode checks in. Each team with just 2 bench points. The benches for both these teams have been a non-factor so far tonight. Miller, step back triple on the way. That's good. The redshirt freshman out of Mississippi with his first bucket of the ball game.
Talked about Lipscomb adding some new faces, guys that are ready to step in and contribute. It's going to take all of them.
Miller redshirted at Ole Miss last season.
Lipscomb jumps into the zone.
Kyle Rhodes spots up, lets it fly way too strong. Long rebound comes out to Scotty James. The shot clock does not reset. Cuffey gonna launch the deep triple. That's well off the mark. Poor possession offensively for Liberty, and Lipscomb comes down to the other end, trailing by 3. Coach Acuff calls in a play. Fleming hands it to Johnson. A little hesitation, now trying to drive around Cuffey. Couldn't finish, but gets a whistle. Johnson just goes in with reckless abandon. That's 2 or 3 times now we've seen him crashing in to the table beneath that hoop. This time he draws the foul. That's number 1 on Elijah Cuffey, 4th team foul on the Flames. Points now for KJ Johnson. He signed to this program under Casey Alexander.
Yeah.
So he was here, left, went down the road to Belmont. And if you're Lenny Acuff, you say thank you very much. And I'm sure there were some conversations about, all right, get to know you, get to know your game. How will this work? How will this fit? The kid scoring 13 a game as a freshman.
They got a great one there, KJ Johnson.
1-point ball game, under 13 to go. Scotty James checked back in for Liberty.
Going back man, let's see if they can get Scotty a touch.
Darius McGee triple on the way, rattles out. So a chance for the Bisons to take the lead. Johnson with it. Been effective here in the second half. They get it right back to him. Full head of steam, lays it up. No, couldn't connect. Fight for the rebound, and it's grabbed by James. He got a good look, and he's yelling at himself as he makes his way back down the court.
Now look what they did there. They got him. He gave it up, but then they gave it back to him on the run, and as the defender is trying to recover.
Lob into James, goes up, and lays it in for 2.
And see, I like that. Flames can get a 3 whenever they want. Last time, Darius took one from the corner, but you got to get Scotty touches.
14 for Scotty James. Fleming working on the freshman Kyle Rode, and he draws the foul. Couple of free throws coming for the senior. Well, the old veterans showing up in this contest. That includes Scotty James, 14-7 so far. His Flames lead it by.
This, you got a team with a lot of pride, and they come reeling out of Thursday night up at NJIT, and Coach Acuff's got a group of fighters on his hands, and they came in here and they've given Liberty all they asked for.
Fleming is just 1 of 2. Lipscomb now 8 of 9 from the charity strike today.
The first miss from the line, that's really been huge for them tonight.
Yeah.
They're outside shooting as well as getting themselves to the free throw line.
Liberty shooting just 33% here in the second half. Corner 3 coming from Jorge Pacheco, too strong. Scotty James pulls down the rebound and then loses the handle. He was a little unsure what to do with it once he grabbed the board.
Yeah, when they go back up, you saw guys spotting up, and that hesitation, I think Buckland was able to open away.
Fleming has it. Pull up 3. Well short as he tried to launch that triple over the freshman Kyle Rode. He hears about it from this Vine Center crowd.
He's got those circles on his arm. What is that treatment?
That cupping treatment? Yeah,
treatment.
He did that even last year, I think. He's had himself a nice ball game, 11 points tonight.
He sure has.
Flames have had trouble here in the second half getting the offense going. Shooting just 31% from the field. They go into James. Double team comes, passes out of it. McGee gonna launch the deep 3. Online but strong to rebound to Buckland.
Yeah, Lipscomb had to double down on Scotty in the post. They're taking their gambles as they recover out to 3, and so far it's paid off. Liberty's not been great from beyond the arc today.
Johnson had it swatted off his leg and out of bounds. The ball will go back to the Flames.
KJ wanted the foul.
Pacheco definitely got it off of his foot.
Yeah, Georgie definitely got his hand on the ball.
14 turnovers on the night for Lipscomb, and yet they have overcome that to stay right in this ballgame. And remember, they played a number of minutes now with Hassan Sajala. At some point, they're going to bring the big man off the bench. McGee open again from beyond the arc. That one is pure.
That time he took a little extra time to line it up. Pretty.
Team high 42 3-pointers on the year for the sophomore Darius McGee. Speaking of Sajala, he just made his way to the scorer's table. 5 4-point lead for Liberty. 3 ball coming to the other end for Miller. The freshman couldn't quite get the shooter's roll. Bounced on that rim a couple of times.
Sure looked good, but you can see the confidence in Miller. He knows his team, and they need everybody, and it was a big shot.
Flames by 5. Holmesley's been quiet here in the second half.
They're playing man, but they're sagging in anytime the ball's on the same side as Scotty James.
Pacheco drives and lays it in. Georgie now with 12, 5 of them here in the second half.
Shots, it's just the timeliness, it seems like, of his shots are just so important. Seems to know exactly when to take a shot, right when the Flames need one.
Johnson almost lost it out of bounds, then he threw it away. So a tough possession for him as Lipscomb has brought Massachusetts back into the ballgame with those 4 fouls.
Yeah, you have to. They're down 7, game's winding down. You got to just tell the big fella, get in there, be smart.
Georgie gets to the baseline, driving on the freshman, rises up over him and knocks it down.
And Georgie's hit a hot spell here. He's really feeling it.
Flames push that lead to 9, largest lead of the night. They're on a 7-0 run right now.
They need to keep getting stops. That's been the thing that's been a little bit questioned. The Lipscomb shot in the high 40s all night long. That is not typical of this Liberty defense.
Johnson driving in the lane, lost one up, and has the roll.
Got that hesitation, a little shake and bake, yo-yo. Man, he just gets you, as a defender, he can just get you leaning, and then he's right by you.
Lipscomb at 43 points right now. Liberty has given up an average of 43.3 against ASUN opponents this season. So this Lipscomb offense giving the Flames more problems than anybody to this point in the year. 3 ball up and pure. They call it a 2. 4 on the line. Caleb Holmesley with the long 2. He now has 12.
Again, I talked about Lipscomb having ability. That's not been the issue. It's been consistency.
Miller drives it in, lays it up. No, Sajlo the rebound. The putback couldn't finish, but he'll get a couple of free throws. All right, gentlemen, 2 shots. Well, here's the thing, too, about Lipscomb. You know, with a coach the caliber of Lenny Acuff, whatever you saw 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, they're going to be better in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. They're going to continue to improve with a coach of his caliber, and you're seeing that even here tonight. Six points now for Sajlo, all of them coming here in the second half. Scotty James gets a seat, Meyer Baxter Bell checks back in. The last foul, by the way, went on Elijah Cuffey. His second, the 6th team foul.
You talk about teams getting better. Here's another opportunity. So they play a lot of minutes tonight without Sajlo. That's another opportunity for your team to get better, to play, to have to learn how to play without the big guy. Having other guys having to step up. That's something that will pay off as you go deeper and deeper into this conference season.
It's 1 of 2. Meyer Baxter Bell going to bring the ball up the floor. See if he can pull Sajlo away from the hoop a little bit.
There, maybe back him down.
McGee, 3 ball, too strong. Quick shot there by the Flames off the mark.
Darius, we can get that anytime. I think you need to make the defense play a little more before you get that one up there.
Sajlo spinning, and great defense by Meyer Baxter Bell.
Yeah, held his ground with his big body, went straight up, altered the shot.
Pacheco gets to the free throw line, kicks it out, Cuffey beyond the arc. That's too strong. Rattles up off the shot clock. And will get us to the under.
Collegiate basketball. So happy to see that he's found a home here at Lipscomb.
Yeah, we mentioned he redshirted Ole Miss last season. That was really, a lot of that was just recovery. He said when he got there, he was very much underweight because of all the surgery and stuff he'd been going through. They kind of allowed him to be a part of that team, get healthy, and now he has found a great home at Lipscomb. And Greg Jones down the bottom of the net with that triple. That came at a big time for this Lipscomb squad.
That timeout. Big shot that they needed.
Holmesley kicks it out. George Pacheco trying to answer. Yes, sir! Georgie was 17 to lead the way for the Flames.
He's quiet until he just explodes.
He's quiet until he's not.
Oh, man, yeah, and he can just do it
Pasagula rolling to the hoop, catches and lays it in.
Meyer got hung up a little bit trying to recover there. Good recognition from the big fella, but Georgia definitely has the hot hand right now.
Great pass out of the post. McGee thought about the three, now gives it up to Holmesley. Kicks it, corner, and Cuffey shuffled those feet. Sometimes you think you can almost be a little too unselfish. It looked like they had a couple of good looks there. They passed up.
Yeah, again, it's hard to criticize them because they're such an unselfish team, and 99% of the time that pays off. That time I think they maybe had one pass too many.
Baxter Bell subs out. Scotty James comes back in. He gets set for the final 6 minutes here in Lynchburg. Lipscomb trying to pull off an upset on the road. Johnson gets in the lane and finishes with the left hand. He's got 10.
Yeah, look what Lipscomb's doing. They've got a lot of movement. Even if it's just dribble exchanges, that's hard for the defense to keep up. And then at any moment, seems like KJ Johnson will knife in there.
Pacheco gives it up to Holmesley. Back to Georgie, top of the key. He drives and kicks. Open three ball coming from McGee. That goes down.
And that time, I mean, Georgie caught it right at the top of the key. He had a nice look, but he penetrated, drew the defense, and kicked it to Darius McGee. Big shot.
Deep three coming by Fleming. Big time answer by the senior.
How about that for confidence? His last three was an air ball. And he's like, you can't live in the past. You got to...
Short memory.
Yes. Big shot right there by Fleming. They got single coverage. Let's see.
See it. Sansa holding those hands back.
The big fella's battling.
4 fouls. 3 ball coming by Holmesley. That's off the mark. The rebound to Greg Jones. And here come the Bisons, trailing by just 4. Coach Acuff calling it a play. 3 ball coming by the freshman. That's short. I don't know if that's the shot you want there by KJ Johnson.
Judging by Coach Acuff's reaction, I don't think that's what they wanted.
Like he was saying, drive the ball. That's where he's been effective here in the second half. Flames going to slow it down. Darius McGee trying to get free roam in the baseline. Now they give it to Caleb Holmesley. He drives to the free throw line, pulls up, soft touch, no. Batted around, he gets it back out, and the Flames will reset.
Great job by Caleb. Shooters don't do that enough. Followed the wrong shot. He saw exactly how it was going to come off. Went right after his miss. Keeps the possession with the Flames.
Darius McGee is trying to wear Johnson out, trying to get free on that baseline. Hasn't been able to do it yet. Tough shot by Jorge Pacheco. Falling away, a hand in his face, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, 2 guys on him. We're a fadeaway, beautiful touch by GPO.
19 for Georgie. That's a season high. That one nearly picked off, goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Lipscomb. Caleb Holmesley had that one right in his...
Did it at both ends, but yeah, that steal, he read it perfectly and saved it.
Big possession for Lipscomb, trailing by 6. They go into a side, so lost the handle. Scotty James batted it out of bounds. It will stay with the Bisons with 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Yeah, nice move by Asajula. Little drop step spin.
They get it right back to him. Working on James. 3 on the shot clock. Kicks out. Deep 3 coming from Buckley. Off the mark. Fight for the rebound. And Darius McGee, the smallest guy in the court, comes away with it.
Caleb Holmesley did a great job holding off. I think it was Fleming. And McGee coming back down. Finish the defensive possession.
Flames by 6. Trying to get a little more separation. Holmesley working on Buckland. Couple of veterans. We're back now to Jorge Pacheco. Going to drive. Step back. Falling away. In and out. Buckland pulls the rebound. Buckland in the corner, looking to feed Asajula. They get it to him. Backing down Scotty James, goes up with the right hand and banged it off the backboard. A little bit awkward look there for Asajula.
Yeah, well, Scotty will do that. There's some bodies banging, and just Scotty's able to alter the shot just enough.
6-point Liberty lead.
No I want to see the ball move a little more for Liberty. That time a lot of ISO.
Poor entry feed there from McGee. Turnover coming the other way. Johnson carried it. They got him for a carry, and Lenny Acuff saying, well, that's a tough call at this stage of a game.
Yeah. It was a little bit, it's one of those ones that something just doesn't look right by the referee. It's a little awkward. Looked like he was getting ready to do a crossover penetration. He might have just held it for an extra split second, but yeah, that's a tough one.
Flames with it under 2 minutes to go. Trying to get it into Scotty James. They do now. Working on Soswell. Running through the lane and lays it up and over. Oh, swooping through the lane for two.
Yeah, kind of faded. Soswell kind of rode him out a little bit. So that was about a 6-7 foot little baby hook.
Soswell lost the handle, gets it back, and gets the friendly roll as that one goes.
Just let this thing get off track. So I credit the attitude they've come in here with.
They show pressure now.
Yeah, and that's a team that is used to showing some full court pressure. You got to get out of that dead corner.
Boy, the Flames catch a break there as Mile Baxter Bell a little bit out of control and got tripped up. The foul going against the Bisons.
Again, it's much easier when you're a team that shows pressure throughout different games and not have to do something that's out of character. And Lipscomb will do that. They like to press at times, and they almost got one right there.
Just 4 team fouls. That one went on Fleming, his third. Clock is the Flames' friend at this point. Normally a deliberate offense anyway. As the shot clock down to 8. Mosley working on Buckland. Hesitation, and the block going against Buckland. Mosley had him slide.
Yeah.
Maybe tried to put a little extra too much, and he wanted to get the blow by, and Buckland almost slid back in and took the charge.
Yeah, that was close. Both guys, smart players. Again, Buckland tried to step up, almost got the call.
So the shot clock goes back to 20 again, and the Flames can use a little more time again. Jones out on Holmesley. They bring a trap now. He's looking to pass out in the lob to James. Catches it, throws it up. Wild shot. No. Gets his own rebound. The Flames will reset. Fleming is hurt on the play. And now a whistle.
Yeah, I think he came down awkwardly, maybe even on Caleb as he went to try to defend Holmesley's pass down to Scotty. Man, that was a wild shot by Scotty there, but I think, again, he knew it was off. He followed his own shot, got the rebound, and now the Flames can run a little more clock. Those 2 offensive rebounds, let's watch here. Yeah, came down right on Caleb's toe.
Yeah, and he's still in a lot of pain over there on the sideline.
Yeah, those ones that just really, got a few of those back in the day, they are not fun.
40 seconds to play, 16 on the shot clock. Jorge Pacheco to inbound. They throw it to the backcourt. Smart tries it down. And there's a foul. Still at just 16 fouls on the Bisons.
Yeah, that's a smart play because Liberty showed, they had a couple of those offensive rebounds. They were going to just milk the clock. You got to start fouling. You're not even in the bonus yet. It'll be on the next one. Get it in.
And the Flames take a timeout.
Big Hayes in there on the ball. Liberty's got to get it in here. You got to make crisp passes, smart passes.
Pacheco looked like he had Cuff. He passed him up. Now gets it in. Right back to him. Georgie trying to dribble away from the Lipscomb players. The foul comes now as Johnson catches up to him. And Pacheco will be shooting 1-1.
So now Liberty in the bonus. Wow, Fleming back on the court, Matt.
Wow.
Hobbled, but what a gutsy. I mean, those things hurt. He's got to be in pain, but he knows his team needs him. He's out there. They need some threes here.
Pacheco, a 94% free throw shooter, gets the first, and he's got 20.
Well, if you're Lipscomb, you get the ball in. Maybe you make a quick pass or two, but you got to get a shot quick. Could be a three, or it could be something. You know, if you got KJ with the ball, it could be penetration, but you got to get a quick shot. Liberty got to defend without fouling and get a rebound.
Buckley gives it to Jones. He'll launch the three. That goes down.
Here, and if you can't get a steal, then you're going to try to see if you can be selective instead of pour a free throw shooter good. If not, you can't waste too much time.
The lob into Holmesley, catches it, is immediately fouled. This brings up an interesting point. Holmesley, while you know the type of player he is, this season shooting just 55% from the free throw line, 22 of 40. So you get it to the preseason player of the year, but this is where he has struggled this season.
He has, and again, I don't know if that was really by design, but Lipscomb certainly found the right person, at least by the percentages right now.
There's Liberty's upcoming schedule, that game in North Florida.
That's going to be a big
monster game as far as the conference standings are concerned. That'll be on Thursday.
Now it's just 1-1. Liberty putting nobody else on the line there.
And he gets the first to fall.
And that's a mental thing, too. Some coaches do that. They're like, you're not going to miss. You don't need anybody else standing there.
Holmesley's just looked kind of uncomfortable with the line at times this year.
What I think, sometimes he rushes his shot, doesn't look as very patient with his routine.
Deep three. Oh, it's halfway down. Whistle underneath. So that will send Asante to the line, shooting 1-1. So big free throws coming.
Again, if you're Lipscomb, you got to hit these, set up the pressure. Try to get yourself a steal.
He gets the first one to fall.
Or a quick foul. If you're Liberty, when you miss, you better get the rebound and then get yourself set up to break the press.
Sajala, just a 45% free throw shooter. Chance to cut it to 4. Well short, quick rebound. Good job by Scotty James to grab that one. Those can be difficult as it barely hit the rim and came firing right back at it.
That one did not look good, and those are ones that can short arm you, and next thing you know, the offensive team can grab it and put it back in. So good job by Scotty to corral that one. I'm kind of watching Cuff over there. He's limping. Something happened there during that free throw.
Looks like he's trying to stretch something out.
Yeah, but he's got Fleming still in there with the ankle.
Yeah, Fleming's like, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're hurt. James can't hit the free throw. Fights for the rebound. Are they going to get him for the foul? They do. Can't do that. You appreciate the effort. Now Fleming is limping down the court again.
Fleming got kneed in the side of the thigh. Bodies are hitting the floor.
Maybe those are just bruises on his arm. Maybe that's not the whole cupping technique. Maybe the way he plays.
That's right. But listen, you got Lipscomb is fighting right to the end here, and they're getting the things that need to happen. You got to get teams to miss free throws, and then you get yourself either a basket to the free throw line. This one time Jones gets there.
Yeah, poor decision though by Scotty James committing the foul there. Jones to the free throw line now. 1-1. And he misses. The rebound and Cuff lost it momentarily, got it back, and now a whistle, and he's fouled.
I think he got an elbow to the back of the head there, but both these teams missing free throws, and it's kind of kept this score here. Both teams with their opportunities. Liberty had opportunity to kind of put it away.
Yeah.
Lipscomb had opportunities to really close this gap.
Cuffy will go to the strike. Cuffy on the year, 15 of 18. That's 83%.
And now here, this is the big difference because Cuff's got 2 instead of the 1-1.
And he hits the first.
And I can tell you, that's so much more comforting to step up there knowing you got 2.
Chance to make it a 3-possession game with this one. And he gets it.
Those are big shots by Cuff there. Again, don't foul, contest everything. Great hands by Georgie there.
Jones launches the 3 off the mark. The rebound to Fleming. Can't get the roll, and that's going to do it.
Wow, Liberty puts it away, Matt.